Hello again and welcome to our July 2026 edition of Quick Kit. Links to everything we mentioned will be down in the description below. Let's get into it. The biggest announcement this month, of course, has to be Sony's new FX5. If you haven't watched our massive in-depth review already, please do check that out. But in short, the FX5 is Sony's latest cinema line camera, and it's a generational leap over the FX3. It uses a brand new stacked full-frame 5K sensor which has an impressive balance of dynamic range and readout speed. You can find and record 3x2 OpenGate in Sony's excellent XOCN RAW. Talking about RAW, this camera actually has 3 flavours of XOCN, 2 of which are new to the FX5, and are more compressed while still giving you RAW post-control. There is also a solid range of XAVC formats as well. It has improved stabilisation, updated autofocus, a better, newer battery, 32-bit flow audio recording with the new XLR handle, triple native ISO, a new dual game mode, incredible high frame rate options, fantastic low light performance, and improved colour and overall image quality. It is similar in design to the FX3 but uses the menu system in the FX6 and the Venice. It has a slightly reworked button layout, a 3.5-inch 16:9 screen, and a new optional viewfinder. It feels like the upgrade to the FX3 that everyone has been waiting for, and it's available to pre-order now at £4,700 or €5,400 for the body only, or £5,250 or €6,000 with the XLR handle. It should be shipping in August at some point, and if you have any questions about it, please let us know in the comments below. Alongside the FX5, a bunch of new accessories for it have been announced as well. This includes rigging from a range of brands including Tilta, Smallrig, Wooden Camera, Bright Tangerine and Condor Blue, who have all announced their different rigging ecosystems which are available in a range of different configurations depending on how you want to rig out your system. One thing to be mindful of when looking at these cages is how they work with the viewfinder and the XLR handle, as there's a bunch that look like they might block some of these ports. There are a couple that I think could work, but the main one I like the look of is Bright Tangerine's base kit and their floating top plate which is included in that kit. Their base kit is actually well priced considering it's Bright Tangerine, but they are offering more professional focused larger kits as well if you really want to rig this camera up. This looks like a really nice system overall. As we mentioned in our review of the FX5, the placement for the connectors of the viewfinder and the XLR handle means that you can't use them both at the same time, which is a real shame. But Mid49 have designed a riser for the XLR handle which enables you to use it with the EVF away from the body. This looks like a really neat solution and will make the FX5 a really nice complete package. Tilta also announced an extension cable for this new viewfinder as well. We're trying to get in as many FX5 accessories as we can to properly test them out and see the little details of how each of them configures slightly differently. We are planning on creating a how to upgrade video for the FX5 soon, so keep an eye out for that. After 9 years, Sony have finally replaced the RX10 IV with the RX10 V. This new bridge style camera uses the same 20.1 megapixel stacked 1-inch sensor and 24 to 600mm Zeiss lens, but has had a pretty large alpha-style redesign. It features Sony's latest AI-powered real-time autofocus, can shoot 4K up to 120 frames per second, can record S-Log3 with LUT support, and has improved in-body stabilisation. It's far more in-line design-wise now to an Alpha Series camera with improved controls and buttons across its body. It does come in at quite a high price though of £2,200 or €2,600, which is quite expensive for a fixed lens bridge camera system like this. But for certain users, it could be a solid option. It's available to pre-order now and should be shipping in August. They also added the EL Zone exposure tool to their monitor and control app, which is a really great addition. I wish they added this to the FX5 as well. In possibly one of the weirdest product releases I've ever seen, DJI have finally announced the Pocket 4 Pro. They have been teasing this camera for what seems like an eternity now, with the odd spec released here and there, but the full spec and pricing is finally now live here in the UK. It features a dual camera setup, one being a mid to tele and one being a wide angle, and the wide angle one features a new 1-inch CMOS sensor powered by low-fic technology and has a claimed dynamic range of 17 stops, which, if true, is pretty nuts. The more tele camera has a 3x optical zoom paired with a f1.8 aperture. It's great that you have both options to choose from, and some of the imagery that I've seen out of this thing does look like it's a step up from the Pocket 3 and 4. It can capture 4K up to 240 frames per second, uses DJI's new D-Log2 profile, and can capture in 10-bit. It also has a 4K live photo mode, which captures 1.5 seconds before and after each shot and can capture 37 megapixel stills as well. It has 103 gigabytes of built-in storage, which can be accessed via the USB-C port on the camera, and it has built-in timecode support. It's available in the standard or vlog combo, which are essentially two different bundles, and I think for the claimed spec, it's actually really well priced. I think it's going to be popular not only for the regular content creators and consumers that use these types of cameras, but also with filmmakers wanting something small, easy to use, and stabilized, while also capturing good-looking images. It's available to pre-order now on our website. We've just received the Mofage Poco II. This is their new version of their popular Poco adapter. They announced these back at NAB, but they're actually shipping very soon now. Just like the original Poco, it is a PL or EF mirrorless mount adapter that allows you to use Canon's standard drop-in filters. It's also noticeably lighter, down to 238 grams from 372, and it feels nicer in the hand. However, the big functional upgrade is a complete redesign, which means it now accepts lenses with up to 26mm of rear element clearance. So lenses like the Nissi Athena and DJI Vespa 2 that never fit the original now work. And you also have the option to tweak the internal reflection by changing the colour of some of the internal matting. It's available to order now for £478 in a range of different mounts. I actually want to test the quality of this new ND that comes with the Poco 2, so let us know if you want us to do a quick short about that down below. Talking about NDs, Kippertie's LCcineND is now available to order. This is their electronic ND filter that drops straight into a standard single slot 4 by 5.65 inch matte box tray. As it is an electronic filter system, it gives you incredibly fine, tunable, non-polarizing ND with a range of 1.5 to 5 stops. It can be controlled via a silent rotating wheel, which has a standard 0.8 pitch gear, so it will work with your existing lens motors. As well as a fine mode, it can also be controlled in a range of stop increments. It has a nice screen on the unit itself, but can also be controlled via Bluetooth with Kippertie's app or their API. This could be a really good solution for productions wanting a high quality variable ND that could open up unique creative control options. It's priced at £2,100 or €2,480, and if you want to test this out for yourself, we actually have one and Kippertie's other electronic ND solution, the LC Mini ND, in our showrooms, so drop us an email if you want to test them out for yourself. Fujifilm has released firmware 1.1 for the GFX Eterna. This includes correcting some white balance issues with some of their PL lenses and several stability and operational improvements. It's available to download right now. They also announced a new firmware roadmap through into 2027, which includes some great looking improvements, including refinements to the latency of the video outputs, support for in-camera MXF playback, and improved ND control. This includes better steps control and an auto ND function, which will be fantastic to see. Alongside that, they also launched the GF 19-35mm T3.5, their second cinema power zoom lens for the GFX systems. It has a constant T3.5 aperture across its zoom range with built-in optical stabilization and internal servo control for focus, iris, and zoom directly from the camera body. It shares the same dimensions as the existing GF 32-90, so the two will work really well as a matched pair. It's available to pre-order now for £4,699 or €5,548. Lit have released firmware version 0.9 Beta 4 for their Duo 1 light meter. This brings 2.5 times higher resolution spectrum readings, CRI and SSI readings, and a new Delta EV exposure mode. If you're not familiar with the Duo, it's the light meter we covered a little while back that can also read flicker and tell you exactly what shutter speed or angle you need to eliminate it in a certain scene, and it's great to see it getting genuinely useful software updates. The beta firmware is available to download now, but the full release should be available in August sometime. If you want to keep up with the latest and greatest kit, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to buy anything you see in this video or any other photography or filmmaking equipment here in the UK or across Europe, head over to cvp.com where our experienced team is waiting to help you. Megadap released the M2RF, the world's first autofocus adapter to use the Leica M lenses on Canon RF cameras. This allows you to use manual focus M-mount lenses such as a range of vintage optics and hopefully the popular Thypox Simira Cs with RF mount cameras, and take advantage of their autofocus systems. This is achieved by setting your lens to infinity and then the adapter moves the lens back and forth to adjust its focus. The M2RF's extended focus throw also allows the adapter to focus down to 30 centimeters, which is often much better than the average M-mount lens. It will also allow you to pair this adapter with other larger flange mounts, such as Canon EF or FD, Nikon F, M42 and Leica R lenses, as well as loads more. This again could be great to use with vintage optics. It looks really cool and could be quite an interesting option for Canon R system photographers and videographers using their cinema cameras and even Red's RF mount cameras. It's available to pre-order now for £429 or €507. I'm really hoping we see an E-mount version of this as well, as it'd be great on the FX5 again with the Thypox mirror-Cs. Cooke have announced they'll be offering Z-mounts for their SP3 and AP3 mirrorless cinema lenses, which is great to hear. Before this, we had to adapt them using their E-mounts and Megadap Z-to-E adapter. This would be great for Nikon ZR and Red Raptor and Komodo X owners with Z-mounts. If you purchase a new lens or set, they come with an E-mount as standard, but you can grab a second mount of your choice for free, including these new Z-mounts. Or if you already have a set of AP3s or SP3s, you can purchase these as an optional addition to your kit. Sony have released V5 firmware for their Venice 1 and Venice 2 systems. This update includes a new LUT preset called Signature. This is a Venice 2 specific LUT designed to give a better on-set monitoring experience with some nice design ethos behind it. It will also enable the ability to output DCI 4K at 47.95p via a single 12G SDI output, and they are improving some of the on-screen indicators such as the moire alert. It's available to download now via the links in the description. Canon released new firmware for some of their Cinema EOS cameras. This includes the C400, C80 and C50. And the headline addition across all three is USB-C external device control for start-stop, iris, shutter, ISO and focus. You also have a new ease in and out function when performing digital zooms. You can change the color of the level indicator and a bunch more. They also released firmware version 1.1 for the R6V, and this includes support for external flash units, which is something they promised when they announced the camera. The ability to use a grid overlay in the video mode, and a few other smaller tweaks and adjustments. All of these new firmware are available to download now, links to which are in the description. One product that caught our eye this month was Smallrig's new multifunctional portable SSD. This is a 1 or 2 terabyte external SSD drive that is rated to transfer up to 10 gigabits per second, that also has an SD and microSD card reader built in for offloading your rushes. It also has a magnetic back, so you can clip it onto the back of some smartphones. But where this is a pretty unique solution is the backup software side of it. It has built-in hash verification, and it can also transcode your rushes using HEVC compression, and it uses an app called CoCard, which acts as the interface for the cloud functionality. This is a subscription solution, but you do get 6 months free when you buy the SSD. It looks like it could be quite a neat solution, and is available to order now for £272 or €321 for the 1TB version, with a 2TB version also available as well. Manfrotto have launched their new range of bags called Uncover. There are 4 models, a 30 and 24 litre backpack, plus a 12 litre messenger and a 7 litre sling, all built around a roll-top design that expands or compresses depending on what you're carrying in the bag. It also has a removable camera insert, so it can actually double as an everyday bag by removing that. We've had a couple in for testing over the past couple of months, and they feel really well built, and I think they actually look pretty nice as well. You can't fit loads of gear in them, as they are clearly designed to carry everyday things alongside a camera kit, but for travel and smaller kits, they will work nicely. They are all available to pre-order now on our website. In a bit of a surprising turn, ARRI have sold off their entire global rental business in a management buyout, which means the existing leadership team are staying on to run the new solo business. It's aiming to allow each business to focus on investing into their respective focuses, with the rental side of the business eventually transitioning into its own brand. Separately, ARRI also released the Alexa 35 Live Extreme, a new broadcast camera for their multicam system that brings high frame rate output of up to 8 times in HD or 2 times in UHD via traditional SDI workflows, so live productions can take advantage of ARRI's Alexa 35 Extreme in a more broadcast environment easier. Right, let's get into our quick-fire honourable mentions. Links to details about these are in the description below. Axoon added Frame.io integration to the CineView M7 series, giving it native cloud upload straight from the monitor. Alvin's Cables released the Limo dust caps in 4 sizes. Atomos released AtomOS 12.7 for the Ninja Raw, Ninja TX and Ninja TX Go, adding ProRes RAW support for the Sony a7R6, Canon R6V and Leica SL3P. Blackmagic released 3 units in their Ultra Studio Mini 12G family and DaVinci Resolve 21.0.2. Cinelux have teased their new Reduxer A1 focal reducer for the Alexa Classic, XT and SXT. Godox announced the NOLED AM800R inflatable matte light along with their new flagship PL600RF and PL1200RF fixtures using their Palette Lab color engine. HD Air Studio teased the Halo, a new modular handheld to remote head gimbal rated up to 15 kilograms. Holonan announced the Pyro 5 4K. This is essentially a 4K transmitter variant of their Pyro 5 they previously released. Kipon released the B4FF 4.2 times expander, letting you use B4 broadcast lenses on full-frame cinema cameras. Lowepro announced their new series of fastback BP backpacks. Nissi released a 16mm f2.8 medium format lens for Fujifilm GFX and Hasselblad XCD systems. PNS Technic introduced Hexamo, a mount conversion that lets you use Light's Hectors on ARRI Alexa cameras. Tamron announced the 12 to 20mm f2.8, their widest full-frame lens ever for Sony E and Nikon Z cameras. Tentacle Sync released a USB-C timecode cable for DJI and Insta360 cameras. Think Tank has updated their Hull Airport backpack and rolling bag series with stronger materials and better organization systems. Tilta released a new all-in-one charger, SD card reader and power bank for MPF 700 batteries. And lastly, Vocas released a new shoulder kit for the Sony PXW Z300. If you enjoyed this, please make sure you subscribe ready for next month's Quick Kit, and let us know what kit you've picked up this month in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching.